Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. So in this tutorial, we are actually going to see how we can clone a GitHub repository into our Android Studio. Okay, so the aim of this video is to let us know how to clone an existing repository into our Android Studio and use it to work as a team. Okay, so if you remember, we talked about uh, working together on a project, okay, on HTTP simulator app. Okay, so we are going to work on it together, so as a team. So right now I don't have any project set up here, but I have a project I have already uploaded to my GitHub repository. Okay, so this is my second GitHub repository account, and I have this project REST API simulator. So I just created it and put it here. Okay, so I also have my first GitHub account. Okay, so this is my first GitHub account. So let me assume that we are like 5 or 6. Okay, we are more than 2 persons and trying to work together on this particular project. That means you can add code to this, other persons can add code to this, another person and me also can add code to this from using my first GitHub account. Okay, but right now we don't have access to this GitHub account for my second GitHub account. Okay, so we don't have access to it. That means we cannot change anything here or add anything here. But the only thing is we can do is we can copy the project, but we cannot edit it. All right. So now actually what I'm trying to do is this. Okay, so I will use my first GitHub account and try to see if I can make any changes to this particular project. Okay, since I don't have permission for it now. But for me to do that, there is something we need to do first. If you look at my first account, I don't have the project here. Okay, we need to make sure that we have the project here. Okay, so for us to do that, there is something we call project forking. Okay, so just like forking the project from my second GitHub account into my first GitHub account, so that it will appear here. Okay, so for us to do that, what we have to do is to first of all copy the link. Okay, copy this link, then I will go to my first GitHub account. Okay, and I'll just paste it here. Okay, so after pasting it here, so you now see the GitHub repository. So what I will now do is I will go to this button that is called fork. Okay, click this button. Okay, so once I click it, it's now going to bring out this dialog and tell me, oh, where do I want to copy or fork this project to. Okay, so I want to copy to my first GitHub account, so I will go ahead and click that button. So that's cool. So now currently this project in my first account, GitHub repository in my first account, has now appeared in my second account. So let me, in my first account, so let me do this. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, so if you look at it here now, you now see it is now among my main repositories in my main account. So if you look at this right up here, it said forked from Zuby slash REST API simulator. So it's saying that it copied it from my second GitHub account. Okay, the repository here. So Zuby slash REST API simulator. Okay, so now that's all we need to do for here. Okay, so now the next part is to clone this particular project into our Android Studio. So for us to do that, we open it. Okay, so once it is opened, then we can click on this code button here and copy this link. Okay, so we will copy it and open our Android Studio. Okay, so this is my Android studio. So for us to clone it, so if you look at my on my desktop, I don't have any projects named HTTP simulator. Okay, so I'm going to clone it to my desktop. Okay, so the option to do that is this particular option here, get from version control. Okay, so get from version control. So I will click on it. So it will bring out this dialog box asking us to put the URL of this the URL of this project that you want to clone. Okay, so that's actually what it's asking for. So as we have copied it already, so I will paste it here. So I will paste it here. So if you look at the left here, I have this GitHub here, and you see my two emails. This email is my first account. This one is my second account. So currently on your own, it might not show this. Okay, so I don't know the kind of Android Studio version you are using. Okay, so but that's not the case. So this is just showing my GitHub account. Okay, so you can, if you have, you can click here and change your default account and other options that you can see, like the repository that you currently have. Okay, so you don't need to worry about this. Okay, so if this is your first time of doing this, okay, so just press this link here and click on clone. Okay, so if you have not logged into your GitHub account, it's at this particular point it will ask you to log in first before it can clone it. All right, so I've already logged in, that's why it went straight. Okay, so it said you have checked out. Yeah, just click yes on this. So we now wait for Android Studio to download it from GitHub using the link we provided into our Android Studio, and it's going to appear on the desktop. Okay, so as you can see, the project has finished loading, so every file is intact, everything is intact. Okay, so and we are now having our main activities. So that's the only thing our app is having, so there is nothing added to it. Okay, so if you go back to my second GitHub account where we forked it from, okay, so you see that everything is intact. Okay, there's nothing there, so just the basic app components. Okay, so now what I actually want to do is that I want to add some code to this repository, to this project. So I would like add a new activity, and why when I add it, I want it to appear on this repository over here, my second account, which is the one all of us are going to be editing. Okay, but since we don't have access to it, okay, so if I add a new activity here, so I want it to actually appear here. So but it will not appear here because we are not allowed to change anything here. So for it to appear here, we need to send it as a pull request. Okay, like requesting for the owner of the account, okay, of this repo, to make those changes, to affect those changes, or to write those changes into his repository. Okay, since we don't have direct access to it. Okay, so that's what you want to do, so that once we add once I add a new activity here, I will send it as a pull request to this account so that it will now make it to appear here. Okay, so with that I have contributed to this particular project. So that's how each and every one of us is going to do. Okay, so once you change something, you send it as a pull request, then the owner of the this repository will now accept it and make the changes. But if he doesn't like it, he can also reject it. Okay, so it's left up to him to accept or reject your request. Okay, so I will now go here. Let me go here, then add a new activity. I'll add an empty activity. Okay, so the activity, I'm going to call it settings activity. So I will call it settings activity. Then I'll click finish. Okay, so This dialog will always pop up asking you to add it to the Git. Just click on add, because any changes that you make, anything that you add here, you must add it to the Git repository, the local Git repository on your system. So just click on add. Now it will add, then I'll start syncing, okay, for the new activity that, okay. So right here, we have successfully added the activity, okay. So after adding it, so we need to commit it. Like, committing means that we have changed something, so we need to write about what we changed. So that's what the commit means, okay. So for us to do that, you see this button here, okay, commit. Okay, if you can't find it here, you can go to this menu bar on VCS and click on, you see it, commit here, okay. So just click on commit. Okay, so it will now detect the things that you added. Okay, this is the XML file. Okay, so you say to added, okay, like the main activity .java and the main activity settings activity .java and settings activity XML. Okay, so those are the two files that has been added yet. Okay, so if you look at here now, here is telling you is commit message, like write about what you added. Okay, so what actually I will say is that um I'll say added the settings activity. Okay, settings activity. Okay, settings activity .java. Okay, so that will say that's what I added. Okay, so you can now come here and and click commit. Okay, so it will commit it. We'll just go ahead and say commit. Okay, so currently it's now performing the VCS commit. Okay, so we have now committed our changes. Okay, so the next thing we need to do now is to now push it to our GitHub repository. Okay, so we need to push it to our GitHub repository. So for us to do that, we have another command we call push. Okay, so go to VCS. Okay, so go to VCS and you go to this Git. Okay, you see a lot of options here. So if you come down, so you see push. Okay, you see create a pull request. Okay, so first of all, we will push. Okay, so just click on this push. So we are now trying to push the whole changes that we have made to our remote repository. Okay, so we'll, what to do? Okay, so before we do that, let's cancel this first. Let's see if we can create a new branch for the change. Okay, so go to VCS Git. So let's see if you can create a new branch. um let's see. uh okay, branches. Okay, so click on branches, then just click on this new branch. Okay, click on the new branch, then call it okay, so this branch is just like creating a part. We have the main branch, which is the master. Okay, so but since we want to change something on the other person's GitHub account repository, so what we will just create our own branch, a new branch. Okay, so this is the branch that will carry the changes to the other person's repository, so that he will now accept it as a pull request, then and see what he can do with it, either to reject it or accept it. Okay, so you can call, let me call the branch, I'll call it dev. Okay, you can choose to call it any name. Okay, so this checkout branch means that once we create a new branch, we are going to switch to this particular new branch that we created. So click on create. Okay, cool, it has a checkout new branch dev from head. Okay, so we are now on dev branch. Okay, then we can now go back to our VCS and go to push. Okay, So you now click on this push. So make sure that you follow all these steps one by one to achieve this. Okay, so once we click on push, okay, so it will show us the new files that we added that we want to push. So like this green one, these two files, they are the new ones added. Okay, and this one is also modified. Okay, we modify the and because once we create a new activity, the activity will be added to our manifest file. Okay, and also other places that the changes appeared. Okay, so just go ahead and click push. Okay, so we wait for it to push to our remote repository online. Okay, so we have to wait for it. It will take some little time to complete. Okay, so just specially make sure you have a cool internet connection. So we have a pop-up here asking us to come. This is just like confirming that you want to do it. So you put your credentials. Okay, this might not appear always, but once it appears, just try and log in. So I will put my password and click login. So it will continue to push. Okay, so once we push, we will get okay. It said push dev to origin was rejected by remote. Okay, so let me try this again. I think uh let me see. Let me try this again. Let me see, because I think okay. Okay, it's because of my account. Okay, so I need to use my first account, my main account, because that's where I want to push it from. So I'm using my second account, which is not what I'm supposed to use. Okay, so I will make sure I'm using my main account. That should be cbtest40@gmail.com. Then I'll put my password here. Okay, so just click login. So let's wait for it to push. It should be successful this time. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so as you can see, push dev to new branch origin dev. Okay, so let me go back to my GitHub account here. So if once we go back here now, you now see that automatically we are having this particular stuff here saying compare and pull request. Okay, so this detected that we have push something here. Okay, so if you click here, if I click here, so you see that dev branch that we created. Okay, it has pushed it. Okay, so now compare and pull request. Okay, now once we click this particular button, it will now send, we are trying to send a pull request to my second account that owns that project. So it will come as a pull request here telling us that somebody wants to change something in your code. Okay, like I have added some things. I will now send a pull request to my second account telling that I changed something. Can you please combine it to your own repository here? Okay, so that's what it means. So I will now go back to my main account and click on this compare and pull request. Okay, so compare this also we can do it directly from Android Studio also, but I'll still show you that. Okay, but here this is how you can do it from online. Okay, on your GitHub account. So you now see open a pull request. Okay, this can be okay. All right, so this is my second GitHub account. Okay, so it's now detected that something has changed in the dev repository that we created in our Android Studio. So you can leave a comment. Okay, you can leave a comment here. So I'll say I added a settings. I added a new activity to to the app okay, so to the app I can specify the activity. I can say settings settings active, yeah, settings, sorry, settings activity. Okay, so that's what I added. Okay, so I can now scroll down. Okay, so if you scroll down here, you now see that it will now show you the changes that you made. Okay, it will now show you the changes that you have made. Okay, so that's actually the changes that we made. So just go ahead and click this create pull request. Just go ahead and click it. So I'll wait for it to load. Okay, cool. Now we have now sent a pull request to my second account telling it that they will change something. So I added a new activity, settings activity to the app. Okay, so this branch has also leave all these things. Okay, so let me go to my second account and see if we receive this pull request that I sent. Okay, so I'll go to my Ubisoft account. So actually here now we are seeing pull request, but there is nothing. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll refresh this page. I'll refresh this page. Cool. So if you now see, now we are seeing a badge here, one. Okay, telling us that we have one pull request. So I'll click on this pull request here. So you now see added the settings activity. Okay, this is what I sent as a pull request from my first account. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and open it. Okay, now I'm working as this is my second account, so I'm the one that only have access to my second account. So once you send your own, I'll still see it and view it. Okay, so I will now come and see, okay, and review what's happened. I'll say this is me. I'm saying I added a new activity, settings activity to the app. Okay, so I will be the one now to merge it, okay, to my the what means I merge pull request is that I accepted everything that Zubi did, like this my first account, what I did there, I'm accepting it and I want to combine it to my own repository. So if you click this button here, you can see other options. Okay, so what I will do is I will go to this commit and check and see what I actually the things that I committed. So I will go here. Okay, so I wait for it to load. Okay, so okay, I'll click on this. So I want to view what he actually the changes that he actually made. Okay, so I will now see that. Okay, look at the things that he changed, look at the things that was added. Okay, the settings activity and the XML. So I will now check. If I check as that everything is okay, that everything is fine and good, then I will have no other option than to go ahead and merge it. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so since I've seen that everything is okay, so I will now actually go ahead and click this merge pull request. Okay, so anytime that you send a pull request to me, I will get a notification. Okay, I will get an email notification telling me that someone sent me a pull request. So I can now go and review what you sent and see whether I can accept it or not. Okay. So and anytime I take action on your own pull request, you still receive a notification on your email that I did something with your request, whether I accepted it or I rejected it or I commented or I did something. Okay, so you actually receive a notification for that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click this merge pull request. You will now say confirm. Yes, I'll confirm it. Okay, so the color is green for now, so we'll see what will happen. Okay, so cool, I have merged it, so you can see the color has changed to purple. Okay, telling me that I have merged this particular request that I sent. So let me go back to my main account. Okay, automatically it has also changed color to purple, so which means that I have accepted it. Okay, and have merged it. Okay, so I will still receive this in my email. Okay, that these actions has been taken. Okay, so that's how you can make changes, okay, to the person's GitHub account. So let me see if those changes now have affected his own. Okay, so this is my second account, my main account. So let me actually open this repository and see if that settings activities have been added. Already here we are seeing this added the settings activity. Okay, so you see that what I have done with my first account, I have added um, a new stuff to my second account, okay, that owns the repository. Okay, so that's how we can actually do that. Look at it here. Okay, so that's actually how we can do that. All right, so now I told you again that you can do that directly from your Android, so you can send pull requests directly from your Android Studio without coming to your browser here. Okay, so open Android Studio. Okay, so still go to this VCS menu here and Git, under Git. Okay, you will see, go down, you will see create pull request. Okay, so this is option I can use to create a pull request. Okay, so I'll go to create pull request. Okay, so you select the account. Okay, yes, this is the account, that's my default account. Okay, so I will choose that. Okay, so in your own case, you know the account you are going to choose. Okay, so it's loading the data. Okay, so can't find the remote. Okay, configure remote for ZBJ, just click yes. Okay, so here now what I'm going to do is this. This okay, the branch I want to, okay, I am as my base branch. Okay, so what is the title of your pull request? Okay, so let me actually cancel this. Let's actually change some things in the code first. Okay, I will add a method here and call it private void say hello. Okay, so private void say hello. I'll just say sorry. So I'll just say toast. So I'll just do a toast here. Say hello world. Okay, so that's what I will do here. Hello world. Okay, so that's the method I added here. So I've made changes here. So I will go to commit. Okay, so make sure you click on that commit. So I'll just say, what did you do in the commit? Okay, I'll just say I added the say say hello say hello method. Okay, so that's what I added. So go ahead and click commit. Okay, so click commit. So it has been committed. Okay, so I'll still go back to this VCS git and push. Okay, so I will push it. Okay, just click push. So I'm just pushing the changes. Okay, it's currently pushing the changes that we just made. Okay, which is just only this. Okay, it has pushed. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create our pull request. So a pull request that I added a method. Okay, so VCS git come down. Okay, and go to create pull requests. Okay, now it's telling me to select which account. Okay, that I'm going to send the pull request. So it is this my second account. Okay, so I'm sending it from my account here, from this my main account. Okay, so not this, I'm sending it from this my main account. This one is going to be your own account too. Okay, based on your own account too. Okay, so it's loading data. So let's wait for a while for it to load the data. Okay, so here now we are going to put the title. So I'll just say I added a new method to settings activity. Okay, so just click OK. The branch maybe is not fully matched to branch there. Do you want to proceed anyway? Yes, just click yes. Okay, so it's pushing current branch first. Okay, so we have to wait for it to push. Okay, so it's now creating the pull request. Okay, so it has sent the pull request. Okay, so now let's go back to my main account. Okay, so let me okay. Okay, so look at it here. It now say added a new method to settings activity. Okay, so as you can see, that's the new pull request. So let me check my second account to see if actually we got a pull request here. Okay, so let's click here. Okay, so look at it now. So as you can see, I didn't do any other thing over here. So I just did everything from Android Studio, and the pull request has appeared on my second account that I have added a new method. Okay, so let's click on it. So that's the same step we did. Okay, so as you can see what I did. Okay, so we just go directly and merge the pull request. Okay, so just confirm. Okay, just like we did in the first time. Okay, cool, we have now merged it. So let me go back to my main account and go back here. Okay, so our pull request has been matched, so we no longer have any pull request pending. Okay, so guys, that's how you can actually do it. So if I go to that my second account, you now see that I have a contributor, two participants. Okay, look at me here. Okay, I'm now contributing. Okay, so I'm not contributing to this particular repository. So once you do your own, I will still see you here. Okay, so I'm expecting to see your contributions to this if you can follow this tutorial carefully. Okay, so just follow this tutorial carefully and we'll see you okay over here. All right, so that's how we can contribute to open source. So we can also call it to open source or contribute to another person's project. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. So if you follow this tutorial very well, so you actually get what you want. Okay, and if you are confused anywhere, okay, on this tutorial, still let me know in the group chat, then I will attend to you. So that's it for this. So subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification so that you receive more enticing contents from us. Okay, so thank you and have a good day.